Hey there to our 1188 subscribers, our future subscribers, and all the people that secretly watch us without subscribing. Here I am again in a lounging position that's awkward for recording. But I wanted to bring another update for you guys. Oh, I gotta try not to move too much. If I wiggle around, it will wiggle the camera. Anyway, I'm just going to give you a quick, short update this time, because I do need to update you on how the doctor's appointment went, and there's just a few little minor things that have gone on over the past week. This video is going up a little bit early because tomorrow is the religious conspiracy video I recorded before surgery on the Black Stone of Mecca, and so I don't want to post them on the same day. I did one of the videos I pre-recorded that went up 2 days ago on Wednesday was Hansel and Gretel, of course the Grimm's version of it. And if you want to know the original ending, which I was really surprised by, check that out. And then next week, the story is called The Mouse, the Bird, and the Sausage. And it seems like a really weird story, and it's very short, only like 6 minutes. But it has a good moral to it. And so that was kind of fun to do. And then if you're interested in the state food videos, this week was Arizona on Monday. Next Monday is going to be Arkansas. But anyway, let's get into what this video is actually supposed to be about. So I just made a short list this time, because there has not been a whole lot of change. So the day of the last update, I believe it was day 11 of my recovery. And it was the first time I actually had any bleeding since the day after surgery. And that ended up lasting about 5 days, because I woke up this morning and it was completely gone. No bleeding, no spotting, nothing. The next day, on day 12 of recovery, the perineum finally felt less irritated, which was good, because I didn't realize just how extensive one of the surgeries was. The rectocell ended up a lot more extensive than I realized. And so I did go to my 2-week appointment on day 13 of recovery. And the doctor did say everything looks like it's healing really well. And she explained a couple of things to me that I didn't 100% know. And it's helping me process like where the pain is and understand it better. But so the reason the rectocell is bothering me so much more than everything else that she did. Apparently, so I think I might have mentioned a little bit about it from the operative report last week. I can't remember, but I thought they were going to make, this little incision, repair the muscle, like at one tear, and then stitch it closed. That's not how it went. I guess they had to remove a diamond shape portion of tissue and then do massive reconstruction on the muscle that was really badly damaged. And so that's why I have so much pain, because of how much they had to stitch the muscle back together before they stitched it back closed. But there was one thing that they ended up not doing, which I did not really quite understand. So when they removed the uterus, and then they removed the cervix, and they moved the bladder, and then supported the bladder, and did all these other things, they were supposed to also do a cystocell. But in the process of doing all those things, they raised the bladder higher, I guess, than average from my understanding. And that made it where the cystocell did not have to have an extra incision. So they didn't end up having to complete that repair, because the other repairs corrected that enough to not require an actual additional surgery. So hopefully that all makes sense. Anyway, so on day 13, which was the day of my appointment, by that night I did start having extra vaginal pain, which lasted for 3 days. And whether that was from the doctor's exam, which doesn't seem all that likely because she was very easy, but, you know, the tissues are still irritated and healing. So I don't know if it's from that or from being in the car for 7 hours. My guess is probably from being in the car for 7 hours. I could be wrong. I don't know. The following day, day 14 of recovery, I started cramping, and that lasted for a couple of days. And I don't know if it's also from the car ride or the exam or possibly even my cycles, because I haven't actually gone through menopause. And so even though they removed some of the stuff, I am still cycling, even though I'm not going to have bleeding anymore. And I don't think a lot of people realize that you can still go through menstrual cycles even if the uterus has been removed. You just won't have the bleeding that goes along with it. So I'm guessing that could be part of the cramping. But yeah, and like I said this morning, this is day 16 of recovery, and there is no more bleeding, so hopefully it stays that way. If that's the case, then that means the incisions might have finished closing up while I was sleeping, which would be awesome. But yeah, I'm not going to get back on here probably next week unless something happens, because I didn't have a whole lot to say if it wasn't for the post-op appointment. And so I'll probably be back in a couple weeks with the next update. And next weekend, I'm thinking I'm going to do like an update on the psychic readings thing, because the psychic that I had do one reading his answers were really vague, which I don't know, you guys, if you watch it or not. If not, go check it out and you'll know what I mean, because I did put him on, put the video on camera so you guys can hear what he says and my opinions. And so anyway, I tried to hire him a second time with more specific questions, and he kept telling me he was going to be available in a few minutes, a few hours, later today, later tomorrow, or whatever, and never was. And I finally gave up and ordered a bunch of $5 readings on Fiverr so I could compare them and see what they say. So I will be doing a video on that. So anyway, hopefully you'll come back and check those out. Check out the Religious Conspiracy one tomorrow. Hopefully YouTube doesn't take it down like they did the previous month. Anyway, so thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, share, and get your friends to do the same thing. Thank you.